Forgiveness and reconciliation is our final chapter on the equality unit for the OCR B604 paper. Forgiveness and reconciliation are very important aspects of Christian life and beliefs. This is demonstrated in what is for most Christians the central act of worship, the Eucharist. Essential Christian belief is that of forgiveness is believe that God is merciful and shows his love and forgiveness of people, and that they should try and show the same attitude. Teachings about forgiveness are found in the Bible, obviously. For example, the Lord's Prayer shows that Christians must forgive in order to be forgiven by God. Jesus taught disciples to love their enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. That's Matthew 5, verse 44 to 45. However, this doesn't mean that Jesus was incapable of anger, that he just forgave anyone anything. In fact, you may know he did show his anger when people acted in a way that was offensive to God. The central Christian service of the Eucharist, as I mentioned in the introduction, is a time for forgiveness and reconciliation, when Christians remember and receive God's forgiveness through the celebration of Jesus' sacrifice. Jesus gave power to his disciples to forgive sins on behalf of God, and the Roman Catholic Church teaches that his power has been passed to the priests. One of the key beliefs of the Roman Catholic Church is the sacrament of reconciliation. The person who is seeking forgiveness goes to the priest to ask for forgiveness, and the priest hears the confession in a confessional, and anything he hears is confidential. Jesus taught forgiveness on many occasions, including the parable of the lost sheep, the parable of the lost son, and the parable of the unforgiving servant. Some key words, obviously: forgiveness, the act of pardoning or forgiving someone for something that they have done wrong. Reconciliation, the ending of a conflict or the renewing of a friendly relationship between disputing people or groups. And a sacrament is an outward physical sign of an inward invisible grace. So the key person in terms of forgiveness is obviously Jesus. His death on the cross was an act of what we call atonement, which showed that God had forgiven people for their sins, and if they had truly repented, then they would be allowed into heaven by God's grace. Now there are places such as Coventry Cathedral, which was rebuilt after being bombed in the Second World War, that have become a real centre for reconciliation and forgiveness. Some key texts: the Lord's Prayer is a great example. John 20, when Jesus gives the disciples the power of the Holy Spirit to forgive sins. But classic examples of forgiveness, the parables of the lost son, the lost sheep, and the unforgiving servant. Good luck.